Nothing's better on a cold, snowy day than making a big pot of soup. Today we're going to be making some minestrone. So let's get started. So this recipe calls for lots of different things. I do all the preparing before I start the recipe. And so I've done the dicing and the chopping, and you can buy these carrots already julienned, which makes life a lot easier. So we're gonna start. You're gonna take 2 tablespoons, and when I make soup, a lot of times I've done this enough, but it's about 2 tablespoons, so I'm just gonna swirl that in. I'm gonna add some garlic. You want 4 cloves, but I just buy it already minced. Over. I'm going to actually add the onions. I'm going to heat this over medium. All right, so I have my fan going just so I know it's kind of steamy here. So I'm cooking the onions in the olive oil with the Italian seasoning. It asks to take some pepper, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I just shake it in. 1/4 of a teaspoon. It asks for salt, but the vegetable broth is rather salty. I'm going to add the green cabbage, the celery, the carrots, and I'm going to cook this for about 6 to 8 minutes. And I don't really measure, I just kind of, 1/2 cup of celery, 1/2 cup of carrots, 1/2 cup of green cabbage. And I'm just gonna saute these until the onions are translucent, the celery, the liquid's starting to come out of it, they shrink a little. Okay. All right. So it's basically cooked for 6 to 8 minutes. The vegetables are tender. I'm now going to add 1 can of tomatoes, already diced. And I like tomatoes, and so it's a very vegetable broth-based soup. And so I'm going to add another can of tomatoes. It's just because that's a liking of mine. I'm going to add some cannellini beans. I picked up the wrong ones, but we'll try these northern beans, the white navy beans. And you want 2 cans of red kidney beans. And then we're gonna add 6 cups of water to 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. And I use this is what I use, the Better Than Bouillon seasoned vegetable base. It's 2 tablespoons of this to 6 cups of water. This is just different than the boxed vegetable broth. It's because it's seasoned. So we're just gonna add this in, and I'm gonna go over here so I don't spill. I already diluted it. All right, I'm gonna stir it up a little bit. Oh, this looks so good. This is one of my all-time favorite soups. And once you bring it to a boil, you're going to put the lid on and let it cook for 15 minutes. So now it's been cooking for 15 minutes. I'm going to take and add the zucchini. And I just chop it up like this. I like the zucchini, so I'm adding, I'm just gonna be careful though, because it can be very hot dumping this in. In fact, if you want, you could easily take a spoon and gently put it in. Zucchini takes very little time to cook. And then we're gonna add the pasta. I already cooked the pasta because I don't want it to soak up the liquid. So, and I don't put that many noodles in here, and I use salad macaroni. You can use whatever, you could use shells, you could use elbow macaroni, you could use bow ties. It doesn't really matter. I just like the look of that. And then the last thing you're gonna add is 1 cup of packed down spinach. And I use fresh spinach, not frozen. So put that on the top. You're gonna heat it back up to boiling, and then turn it on low, cook it for 10 more minutes. All right, this is the final product.